This is Eric Jackson, current Council President of Trinity Lutheran Church in Stillwater. As we move forward with the Opening Doors Capital Appeal campaign, we will continue to look for creative ways to bring information to the congregation as well as to the community at large. First, a quick look at what has brought us to this point in time. Previous leadership at Trinity had the foresight to acquire properties adjacent to the church. Over the past 30 years, this included properties on 3rd Street, the Croy Center property on 4th Street, and the current site of the post office. In 2007, the Church Council chartered an ad hoc group called Trinity for Tomorrow for the purpose of optimizing all of the assets of Trinity. There were quite a few opportunities and challenges relating to Trinity's real estate at the time. A city parking ramp project that resulted eventually in a land swap with Trinity. Our beloved drive-in location was put up for sale, resulting in Trinity purchasing that location. The opportunity to renovate the Croy Center and relocating the post office to free up property for potential expansion of the church structure. A Trinity for Tomorrow capital appeal raised $1.1 million to help fund some of these efforts and begin to transition the funding of our annual debt obligations, such as a mortgage payment, from an operations budget to a capital budget. Now, in 2011, we have initiated the Opening Doors Capital Appeal, a 3-year program to raise $4 million. We received our first pledges through individual conversations with members of the congregation during October and November. By the time we kicked off the general campaign on December 4th, approximately $1.5 million had been pledged towards this campaign. That brings us to where we are today. We have selected a general contractor and are in the process of choosing an architect to help with the final design plans for what could be Trinity's first major building expansion in 30 years. As envisioned, this new space would bring Trinity and the surrounding community closer together. Providing gathering and meeting spaces, activity and event venues, Trinity would be opening its doors even wider. Design input will continue to be gathered from the congregation through January, even while the architect and Trinity design team continue to look for ways to drive down costs and optimize the project's value. As we head into February, we will have a clear picture about what is possible architecturally, how much financial support the congregation has offered, and what the overall project and resulting operating and capital budgets would look like. Sometime in the March-April period, we anticipate having a plan that the congregation can make a decision about. A little more about the capital appeal process. When we kicked off the Trinity for Tomorrow capital appeal in 2009, we began a transition of how we fund our capital budget, principally mortgage payments, to be separated from how we fund our operating budget. We are continuing that process in the Opening Doors appeal. Our annual mortgage obligations are currently in the range of $250,000. Our 2009 and 2010 mortgage payments were funded by the Trinity for Tomorrow appeal. Our 2011, 2012, and 2013 mortgage payments will be funded out of the Opening Doors appeal, along with costs for new construction and other costs associated with those projects. It is possible, should the congregation decide to do so, that a series of additional capital appeals over the next 10 years will be used to meet future mortgage obligations and debt reduction goals, as well as additional expansion and/or renovation projects around our primary facility. Now let me spend a moment talking about some possible construction timetables. As you can already see, renovation of the Croy Center has begun. While this is not a component of the Opening Doors campaign, it is a critical first step that will allow us to move the post office from the current 3rd Street location after renovation is completed in May of next year. Once the congregation has decided on the scope and scale of the new facility expansion, that work could then proceed as early as next June, with the potential to have it completed in early 2013. I know that's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts, so we will continue to keep you informed about all the moving parts in the weeks and months ahead. Please contact Pastor Dan Poffenberger or Eric Jackson or any other council member for questions or concerns. Our contact information is available on the Trinity website.